Catherine O'Hara has died at 71. Reports say she passed away after a brief illness, and she is survived by her husband, production designer Bo Welch, and their two adult sons, Matthew Welch and Luke Welch. She was a star in Home Alone and a modern icon in Schitt's Creek, but away from the spotlight, she built something even more lasting. A family that stayed remarkably private in an industry that rarely allows it. Who Bo Welch is, why this marriage stands out? Bo Welch wasn't a famous celebrity spouse. He was and is one of the people who shapes what movies look and feel like, a production designer. That means he's responsible for creating the physical world on screen, sets, textures, details, and atmosphere, often without the audience ever knowing his name. And that behind-the-scenes DNA is part of what defined their family. Even as O'Hara became instantly recognizable to audiences worldwide, the Welch household kept its center of gravity off-camera. Their story starts on the set of Beetlejuice. She was acting. He was working in production design. And here's the detail that keeps showing up in reporting. Director Tim Burton reportedly encouraged Welch to ask her out. It wasn't some Hollywood publicity strategy, more like a quiet push that changed the course of both their lives. They dated, O'Hara later moved to Los Angeles, and the two married on April 25, 1992. A big reason their relationship fascinates people now is that it wasn't built on celebrity branding. It was built on craft. Welch's work has been linked to a lineup of big, visually distinctive films, Edward Scissorhands, Men in Black, and Batman Returns among them. He also directed The Cat in the Hat and episodes of a series of Unfortunate Events. So, while O'Hara delivered comedy that felt effortless on screen, Welch was part of the team building entire worlds for stories. Two careers moving in parallel, often in the same orbit. They had two sons, Matthew born in 1994 and Luke born in 1997. And here's what's striking. Despite O'Hara's fame, both sons remained largely out of public view. Most coverage describes them as low profile, rare public appearances, minimal social presence, and a very clear family boundary around privacy. That's a choice, not an accident. And it's why so many headlines right now say some version of, here's what we know, and here's what we don't. The sons followed the path, just not the spotlight. Public reporting says both sons worked in entertainment, primarily behind the scenes, mirroring their father's career lane more than their mother's. Coverage notes behind-the-scenes credits in areas like set dressing and construction, and says both contributed to Schitt's Creek, with one also working on HBO's The Last of Us. That detail matters, because it reveals something rare. This wasn't a celebrity family trying to manufacture fame across generations. It was a creative family that treated the industry like work. Serious, technical, and mostly off-camera. Motherhood mattered most. How O'Hara framed it? Several stories also highlight O'Hara's own framing of family life. Reports point to her describing motherhood as one of the most important roles in life, language that lines up with how colleagues and interviewers often described her. Fiercely professional, but never performing her private life for attention. In other words, she could be a global comedy icon and still insist that the real priority was the life built away from the camera. And then there are the small details that made their relationship feel human to fans, like the reports about memorable public moments and their long-running partnership lasting more than 3 decades. Some outlets also mention their last public appearances together at events like Venice Film Festival, emphasizing how rarely the couple sought attention, yet how much attention followed them anyway. Why the husband and kids story is trending? The reason this story is moving right now is simple. It's the contrast. O'Hara played unforgettable mothers on screen, but the real story people are responding to is that she lived a life where the family wasn't a publicity engine. It was protected. And in today's attention economy, that kind of boundary can feel almost shocking. Catherine O'Hara leaves behind a body of work that shaped comedy across generations, and a family story that stayed deliberately quiet. A decades-long marriage to Bo Welch, and 2 sons who pursued creative work without turning themselves into headlines.